welcome back to the Dino Squad show, where I'm here with Dinu Dino, and we are going to do our final episode on The Boys. So we're going to go through episodes, I think, season 5, episodes 6 through 8. So let's get started.
I'm pretty sure it was it 6 through 8? Did we do
I think we did
6?
5 in the last one, because that was the one with, we talked about the different perspectives.
Oh yeah, was that really the last one we talked about? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Um, so we're talking about 3 episodes today.
yes.
Okay. Honestly, I only remember the last two.
Okay, I'll do a quick rundown on episode 6.
uh,
So episode 6 is the one where, like, they're going to try and get the V1 from Bombshell. So they basically call, get his ex girlfriend, and then blackmail Bombshell with his ex girlfriend. That sound familiar?
oh, that was episode 6.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
yeah. I rewatched the whole
I
season
got you.
like right after.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I thought. Okay. I got mixed up on my episode timeline. All right, so yeah, let's start with episode 7. Episode 6.
It's all good.
Um, okay, so episode 6. Honestly, like I think this episode is like kind of the pinnacle of what I think is kind of wrong with the season. Well, not exactly the pinnacle. It's just the main center of like one of the things that I thought was wrong with this season,
Hmm.
and that was it felt very much like a Mandalorian season 2 where it was setting up shows.
Yeah, that's.
Um,
I agree because like at episode 6, that was the point where I was like, okay, we're doing too much Soldier Boy. There's a lot of other characters who need closure, and they're promoting Vought Rising by bringing in Bombshell.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, okay. I mean, sure. I mean, he seems like an interesting character, but like,
Yeah.
it was like very clear that they were trying to promote their prequel series instead of like, and I don't like when series do that. It should really be like subtle, like
Hmm.
way more subtle than it was.
I agree.
Um, and yeah, I didn't particularly vibe with it. But the whole episode I definitely felt like was kind of a downgrade so far, and we'll get to that. I definitely think this season is the worst season.
Mm,
Um,
I still think 4 is worse, but 5
you
definitely
think
has.
4 is worse?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this season is worse for me, but I I definitely think it was like, yeah, sure. I was like mildly interested, but I was also like, we have 3 more episodes at that point. And
Yeah.
I was like, there is so much they have to wrap up,
Yeah.
and I was like, Jesus Christ, and we're seriously wasting time just to like set up a prequel. And I don't know. But I will say like the biggest thing, the biggest point of disappointment was Sage.
Oh, yes. I was about to say. Sage in that episode, I don't understand what the plan was. I mean, it made me so mad, especially the fact that the other Ashley literally told Sage that Soldier Boy was thinking about, like, siding with his son.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I get what the plan was, but the fact that she was like, no, it's impossible. It's impossible. Not love. I can't believe
No
attachments
way.
are a thing.
Also,
Which doesn't make sense to me because I was also like, well, her whole thing was because she would think Soldier Boy would be so mad at Homelander because he loved
Stormfront.
what is it? Stormfront.
Yeah, I got two other questions from that episode. So another one, you probably didn't notice this. Someone pointed it out. So when you introduced to Sage in season 4, one of like her high points of her powers is emotional intelligence.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, so
remember watching a video that
I
pointed
guess
that
that.
out.
And then another problem that I thought was even bigger was like, so what about Crimson Countess? So if Soldier Boy was in love with Stormfront for all this time, then what about Countess? Because like, didn't they have a thing for a while? Or I'm just confused. And I kind of feel like Soldier Boy's just different this season from last season, where it seems like they're trying to make him more
Yeah.
sympathetic for Bot Rising, of course.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I definitely think they were trying to make him more sympathetic when they really didn't have to because he was already a very liked character.
Mm.
Um and I I think it was, I mean, season 3 hinted that they had like a fling,
Yeah,
but
I thought it would just be that.
but yeah, I thought so too. I didn't realize it was like more than that, but I don't know. Again, definitely, it goes back to that. Oh, we have a prequel show coming out. You want to learn more about that? Go watch our prequel show.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think that was like very much the greatest thing of this episode was the
Yeah.
fact that it was so centered around um building up this prequel show rather than like actually focusing on ending the said show.
Yeah. Honestly, I would be more okay with it if it wasn't the final season.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Um but yeah, I wasn't too particularly impressed by the episode. Was this also the episode where they had like they were testing how loyal the average American citizen was?
No, that was episode 7.
Yeah.
We can move
That
on.
was okay, all right. Okay, forget about that. Okay. Is there anything else particularly that happened in this episode other than like Homelander sparing that one dude?
Oh,
I forgot his
Legend.
name. Yeah,
I mean,
I
that
thought
was
that was funny,
yeah.
and I thought that was I thought that scene was good.
Hmm.
Um, uh, but other than that, I mean, it was in at the time kind of surprising to see Homelander get V1.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, yeah, so that was, I would say, a good twist that I thought didn't really see coming, and I thought, unfortunately, the cliffhanger for it was such a letdown, but.
Yeah, that's true.
Just see him beaming into the sky, and then it results in nothing. I thought he was gonna go insane at that point,
I thought he was
but
gonna like hunt them down or something crazy. Even though if he did hunt them down,
yeah, I
he
thought
would have
so
been pretty
too. Because
powerful.
everybody was like, "Run" or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
but no, we just cut to them back at
that's also true.
Vought.
Yeah, it just cuts to them back at the boys back at their base, just doing experiments.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I will say though,
Um.
I will say, let's go to episode 7. The experiment they did for using Kamiko to like using Soldier Boy's blast on Kamiko is pretty smart. Only thing is, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say it like came out of nowhere, and then when I saw that plot point, I was like, this is like the second to last episode,
Yeah.
and we're bringing like a critical part of Homelander's downfall in
Honestly,
the second to
yeah.
last episode.
Honestly, that's a way better idea than the virus.
It is a way better idea than the virus, but I was like, why? It was so like instantly like, oh, okay, this is the plan now.
Yeah.
Instead of the virus that was like hinted and established in like Gen V and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
All that.
And it just, yeah, I don't like how just out of nowhere it comes out of, and we're like, okay, we're experimenting with this because the virus is obsolete now.
Mhm. All yeah.
um
All that virus stock just for it to only be used on teenage kicks.
That is so true too, because we were also having like this big dilemma about releasing the virus and all that stuff, and whether it was like the moral thing to do, which eventually it comes back,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. It doesn't feel as satisfying. I was kind of like, okay, all right,
Hmm.
sure, I guess, but I don't know. I didn't particularly like that. We're our main way of killing Homelander um was something that came out at the last minute. I thought Soldier Boy was gonna do something. I thought Soldier Boy
Yeah.
was gonna
Yeah.
like. I theorized that Homelander was gonna lose his powers at one point because for a character like so set on his powers, it only makes sense for him to lose his powers.
Hmm.
So I thought it was going to be Soldier Boy who somehow had a play in that, or was going to have a play on that.
Yeah, I agree.
But I, but again, if we get switched to Kimiko. But but yeah,
What else happened in this
anyways,
episode?
I mean, we're moving on to episode 7, right?
Yeah. So then,
So episode 7,
so we do talk about the Kamiko
we
stuff.
have the, yeah,
Do you want to talk about
um,
the test, like to see if people would think he's God?
yeah, that I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
I did find it like, very funny. The kind of like, and again, the satire is very, very on the nose,
Yeah.
but it is a bit extreme, at least for now. We'll see. We all thought that like later, but
I can't even say
I
it's
feel like
extreme.
a lot of things. Huh?
I can't even say it's extreme. I mean, especially since we would have said if the certain person didn't do the certain thing 2 days before, then we would have said the Homelander God thing was extreme.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like saying. I was like,
Yeah.
I say that now, but who knows till later down
That's what I
whether
was.
this is actually gonna be like, real life and all that stuff. But I did I did like the idea that Homelander was trying to like see, oh, he was trying to like make a world that only had believers and all that stuff.
Hmm.
And it's very much in his character to do that.
Yeah.
Um
I will say,
uh
I will say, with all the problems in season 5, they never messed up Homelander.
oh yeah, I would say like one plus throughout the whole entire show is that Homelander is like always really great.
Hmm.
Um and yeah, I have seen people talk about him being like the like close to Heath Ledger's performance of Joker in Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Um and I think he is up there. He is pretty up there.
I just think that it's hard to
Um
compare though because it's one movie versus 5 seasons of a show.
that is true. That is very true.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, yeah, I liked the episode again. That was also the episode where Gen V got
Oh my god! Don't get me started on Gen V.
shortly twisted.
I was mad to see him in the show at that point because I was like, y'all should have shown up in the first episode, but it took to episode 7. They did nothing. Starlight kicked them out, and then they were gone again.
Starlight kicked them out, and then
Yeah.
they come back, and they're like,
In the
she's
next
like, "Oh,
episode.
just save these people."
Yeah. Yeah. 2 seasons of hype on entire show of hype. 2 seasons of hype. They said she would rival Homelander, and all we get is her taking people to Canada. And no, she's not even driving. That's the worst part. She's the shotgun to Canada.
So yeah, I would say like for people like who haven't watched Gen V and are wondering whether you need to watch Gen V, you don't.
No, you don't.
You honestly don't.
Yeah, I will say the worst part is if like what's his face? If Marie was there, like if Marie was in everything, she could have saved so many people. Like you don't understand because you didn't see season 2. She healed someone who was in vegetable state to fully healthy.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
they made
All
her
right.
stupid
Well,
OP.
I was seeing like an argument that like the reason why Gen V characters weren't in this season was because they would be too broken,
they
and
okay,
Homelander
yeah.
would not have stand a chance.
I mean, Marie said that she's overrated. Well, the show that she was in is not showing us that she's overrated.
Mhm. So yeah, that's also another like point off of the boys just because of how they handled the Gen V characters and just
Yeah.
now they're not in the show at all.
Yeah.
Um But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for that. Oh yeah, I guess Frenchie's death.
I mean, I kind of saw. I knew someone was gonna die when the title of the episode was "The Frenchman, the Mute, and the Man They Call Mother's Milk,"
Hmm.
and I just felt like Frenchie was the most likely to die.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. This was also the point where like the deep kills
Oh yeah, Black Noir.
Black Noir. We forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, Deep kind of had like a reverse hero's journey. He had like a villain's journey like the whole season. I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. He just kind of goes like even more
Yeah.
more like out of control and all that stuff, and it's I will say I don't know how I feel about some of the superhero like the deaths of some of the soups in the show, like Black Noir
Yeah.
dying
Like that, especially
that
when he could
quickly.
fly.
I mean, I kind of like it because the Deep's like, oh crap, I did something wrong.
Yeah. I just think Noir should have put up a better fight. Also, he could fly, so why didn't he fly?
That is also true. The Deep is just that strong.
Yes. No cap on God, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely like I don't know. And then can we talk about like Soldier Boy's exit? Because I'm pretty sure that also happened. Yeah, that happens in episode 7.
Yeah. I was like, no way. They're just going to get rid of Soldier Boy like that for the show. And sure enough, they got rid of Soldier Boy like that for the show.
They got rid of him like that. I was so shocked that he wasn't in the final episode, and he just went out, but just by like Homelander knocking him out and putting him back in this cryo chamber.
Yeah.
Like,
He needs to die. I'm not
like
gonna lie.
okay,
He needs to die.
yeah, just let him die. They can't seem to let this character go.
He needs to die a horrible death.
Yeah, yeah. So it's I don't know what is up with the boys writers and like Soldier Boy. I think they saw how popular he was in season
Yeah.
3, and then they were like, no, we need to milk it more.
They're treating Soldier Boy like how Filoni treats Ahsoka.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Soldier Boy is the Ahsoka
Yeah, the Ahsoka of the
of
boys.
the boy. Oh my god.
One thing I also want to talk about, which I don't know, it bothers me a little bit, like when Butcher and Huey get captured, and I think his name is like I don't know, the mind reader guy, kind of
Oh, the Mind Raider, yeah.
talks about the Butcher story. I thought it was cool, but I feel like
Mhm.
we kind of should have seen like Huey and Butcher talk about it after. I feel like he kind of just glossed over that entire part of the episode.
They kind of talked about it a little bit. It was like, is it all true? And then he's like, yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
that was it.
pretty much it.
I feel like they should have I feel like they should have built off of that, or maybe had that scene sooner.
Yeah, I feel like that too. I do like how they do kill him though.
Yeah, that was smart.
I thought that was pretty smart. Yeah. Um but yeah, it's I do think yeah, they should have done more to like with that. Like I said, I feel like this season should have been longer.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Um
agree.
for what they were doing, and like how much time was dedicated to stuff that wasn't necessarily critical to the finale
Hmm.
of the season and the series in general. So it was definitely like an odd kind of like choice for me. I was like, okay.
So,
Um
so then, now what should what's what was I about to say? Do you want to move on to the last episode?
yeah, because I feel like that's the big thing.
Yeah.
For a finale, I will say this. I think it is the most unsatisfying, satisfying finale I think I have
Yeah.
ever seen.
It's just really
it is so weird because I'm not happy completely about stuff, and I'm not completely happy about other stuff
Hmm.
because like so like the final fight. um do you think the final fight's good?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of just satisfactory. I mean, I don't know even know if it's satisfactory. It's just like okay, I guess.
Yeah, I thought it was just okay for what it was. And I was kind of like, okay. It was only after Homelander loses his powers did I think the scene became great.
Yeah, I agree.
um because like to like because that was when the satisfaction came to like see him like completely shrivel up and cry
Hmm.
and all that stuff and beg for his life after like so long. And it was so weird too because like we've known from like Homelander is this cocky like
Yeah.
absolute like terrible person who like doesn't beg and all and is all full of himself, and just to see him like on his knees crying and begging, it
Yeah,
was
definitely
just
changed
so
that.
satisfying and so weird at the same time.
Hmm. Yeah, one thing that also bothers me about this episode, Ryan finally comes back after barely being in the season.
Oh yeah, I mean they had to. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, if Ryan doesn't show up,
I mean,
there,
yeah, I thought he should have showed up, but
the yeah,
uh,
the series had built Ryan up so much, and even though he does show up in this finale, it does still kind of feel undeserved
yeah, just because
because
he's not been in the season
he,
like at all.
yeah, yeah. So it was definitely like weird to just see him like just like come in there. I mean, it makes sense, but I'm also like, God darn, could we like Ryan was like such a big plot point,
Yeah.
and then this season kind of reduced him to nothing.
Hmm. I will say,
So,
I think that Ryan has an immaculate jawline now.
oh yeah,
I don't know. This is something I noticed.
oh my god.
I don't know. I just noticed that. It's like he's been what do they call it? It's like he's been mewing for the last. That's what he spent all his time off screen doing.
Oh my god. Okay. Um, but yeah, so again, I think Homelander's death was pretty satisfying.
Hmm.
The Deep's death I'm mixed on. um, because I don't like the circumstances that it happened in, where Annie like kind of just like on paper I like it. I like that Annie's kind of the one that like is sort of responsible for Deep's end, and I like that the ocean is ultimately the thing that kills him.
Hmm.
I thought that was very satisfying. Um, but I don't like that Annie pushes him all the way near the sea.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Only thing that I say is like, I don't know. This might be headcanon, but maybe Annie tried to take him somewhere where he'd feel most comfortable, not knowing that all of sea life was against him.
I mean, maybe.
It's not logical,
I
but
feel like I don't know. I mean, that's suggesting that Annie was sympathetic to the Deep, which
yeah, that's
at
true.
this point, I don't think so.
I mean, she did try to reason
Like,
with him.
sure, she did try to like talk him out of it, but I definitely think there was part of her that was definitely like, if he was like, I think the only reason why she was like even willing to like talk to him to like, try and convince him to change was because it would have been like just an easier way to deal with him
Mm-hmm.
if
That is true.
if he just like because at the point where like because this is where Deep is kind of like at his potentially most likely to convert
Mm-hmm.
is when Homelander straight up like just gets like kicks him to the curb.
Yeah.
Like absolutely completely. That's like the closest, and I think Annie was just trying to like maybe save time and trouble.
Hmm.
But I don't think it was necessarily her um
Being sympathetic.
just thinking, yeah, just being sympathetic. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it could be an explanation. Maybe some lore book will be like Annie pushed her near the sea just to see whether the deep was comfortable. Little did she know that that was gonna be his grave or something,
Yeah.
or some scan like that. Um, so I think it could be a possible like a possible like thing that some like um some random writer could do for like a lore book of the boys and all that stuff, like a deep dive and all that stuff. Do I think it's logical? No. It it makes like it would make sense for why she put him out there. Do I think her character would do that? No.
Yeah, I agree.
um but yeah. But like I said, I definitely think the deep dying to the ocean. Which, by the way, I completely forgot. Can we talk about Samuel L. Jackson
Oh
Shark?
yes. Yes. Samuel Jackson as what's his name? Frank or something.
I think I've yeah, I think I've watched that clip like the most amount of
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. That's Samuel Jackson.
time.
So random.
I was like, oh my god,
Yeah. I like
I
how
can't believe they got him just to play a goddamn shark.
every A-list celebrity except for Giancarlo Esposito is just some random side character or like a one-off. Like remember they had Will Ferrell last season?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just so funny when they do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then they
So
had
I
Seth
thought that
Rogen
was
and all those
hmm?
guys.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
For the writers like Seth Rogen and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was also good. I did like the shark scene so much though.
Oh
It was
yeah.
so funny. just the shark Samuel Jackson as a shark can say mother effer.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
If you step one
um
foot in a stream, I don't know how it goes. A stream, a puddle, anything. You're on God's side.
oh
You'll get
yeah, yeah.
smoked.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was really funny and again very fitting for the deep's end.
Mhm.
But yeah, as for um Butcher's End, what do we think of Butcher's End?
I mean, he had to die somehow. I thought he died trying to killing Homelander, but I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. Like him wanting to kill all. I mean, I know that was always his goal to kill all suits, but it just kind of felt out of left field. But I kind of understand it in a way because he was at his lowest point because Ryan said he doesn't want to be with him, and Terror died, so he really has no one left.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have a mixed feeling.
If I gotta be honest, I will play devil's advocate, and I think honestly, I kind of like his death was at the hands of Huey too.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
Um, I do think it makes sense for his character because at the end of the day, he is kind of right because I thought that at the end of the series there would be no soups, or
Yeah,
at
me
least
too.
the like the ones that are there would be the only soups left. But they have left it so open to the point where like they could make still more soups. Do I think they will make soups? I don't think so. I think they made it clear that Vought was like, okay, we're moving into a different direction because of the soups went insane.
They'll probably just
And
do it under the
we
sea.
do not condone. I don't remember what exactly they said, but regardless, they still have the capability of making more soups and potentially making another Homelander.
Yeah, but also think about who's in
um,
charge of Vatican.
yeah,
Stan Edgar.
it's I mean, Stan will do anything for profits. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's why I think that the suits will just come back somehow.
Yeah, yeah. So again, that's also the other thing I don't like about this ending was again that like soups still exist and there's not necessarily like a like oh there we have now prevented another Homelander, or at least the show didn't make a point about like the prevention of or how we could like prevent another Homelander.
Yeah, that's true. Because Soup can
It
really this can
it,
just keep on
it
doing what they were doing. It's just there's no Seven anymore, no
yeah
Homelander.
yeah yeah. So it's definitely one of those things where I wasn't particularly satisfied with the ending. I think like with how much like the soup like industry had done and how much harm it had like caused, I would think that like the satisfying ending would be that the soups would just end. There
Yeah, I
would be
agree.
no more soups. There wouldn't be like sure they'll like I think it's a point where and they make it earlier on that there's always going to be like people that are like corrupt and all that stuff that vibe for their own gain, but but at the end of the series you would at least have the knowledge that none of those people are above a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I mean, if you think about it, in the first episode, it wasn't Homelander who started everything. It was A Train, just another soup. It could have been anyone. It didn't have to be someone from the Seven. So let's
Yeah,
just not believe A
yeah,
Train. Like, there's still that other
yeah,
guy soup from
and
season one. I forgot his name.
yeah, so yeah, it's like there's definitely like room for like there to be like more evil soups, and the show clearly makes a point about that there will always be people vibing for more power, right?
Mhm.
And again, I was like, yeah, it's satisfying to see Homelander die and all the like original like the seven die and all that stuff. But there's no prevention of that happening again, and you
Yeah.
don't really get that, which I thought the virus was going to do,
Yeah, I.
but
Mhm.
we we never got that because I don't think they could write around like having our like the good soups dying off. I don't think they could find a way to write around
Yeah,
that.
honestly, I wouldn't have mind that. I wouldn't have mind the even if it was even Starlight and Kamiko die. I feel like that would make an ending that would just be like, oh wow, everyone's dead. I feel like it would just have like it wouldn't be a happy ending, but it would be like something different. Even Zoe would be dying too.
Yeah, I definitely think it would be like a very shocking end
Yeah,
to the show, and it would definitely come out of left field because I think we were all expecting scorched earth with this finale too.
yeah,
By the way, especially with the promotional materials.
yeah. The Homelander over the Earth, and then Von Tower being destroyed.
Yeah, and then Vought Tower being destroyed. We all thought that like stuff was going down,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't.
Yeah,
um. So yeah, I definitely think that was very much a big misplay because like if you market it to where like you have this like oh world shattering and we like see like I think on like Homelander going above space we see like a nuke or something
mm-hmm.
on the planet.
Yeah. Instead
And
of
it's like, but that doesn't happen at all.
mhm. Instead of scorched Earth, it's scorched White House building, scorched Oval Office.
White House, scorched Oval Office. There you go.
Yeah, it would have been cool because I feel like if they were to go that approach, it would be like as bad as the DCEU was. I will say all the scenes of like that post-apocalyptic world were kind of cool. It would be like that. That's kind of what I would
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah, and I definitely think they covered that post-apocalyptic world a lot more just to like build up that hype because that's what people kind of want to see is like how it all goes down and all that
Yeah,
stuff. And like how it all goes to crap, and I feel like that's what everybody was like kind of hyped for, was like, oh, how is this all going to go down?
Yeah,
How are they going to deal with this Homelander that's like destroying the planet
yeah,
and all that
yeah.
stuff and lost control?
Yeah.
But
As slow as the season has been, like how I feel like a lot of stuff hasn't developed. If they change the last two episodes, so as soon as he gets V1, he just is the god thing and makes people worship him, and then starts destroying anyone and anything who wouldn't worship him. That would have made it so much more interesting, and then give Butcher the choice whether to release the virus or not.
yeah, I think honestly that would have been so much better than what we got.
Yeah,
Because I think it definitely would have opened that moral question of like, do we do it or not?
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
now Homelander is like absolutely insane and he's like killing everyone now.
Mm-hmm.
But if we do that, we're condemning like all of those people to death.
Yeah.
And are we any better than Homelander at that
Exactly.
point? Because God, man, that would have been so much.
Hey, bro, I should be a writer.
Oh my God. Okay. I like I said, I despite like how like satisfying certain things were, there were definitely a lot of things that weren't satisfying
Yeah.
about this ending, and ultimately that doesn't really save the this season for me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I still think this season is the worst
Yeah, that's
out
fair.
of out of all the seasons.
Mm. Yeah. One small
I
thing.
think it was mainly because season 4 I didn't really have I didn't really have like any like expectations of
That's true.
what direction they would go into and all that stuff. This one I did,
Yeah.
and they kind of let me down on that.
Mm. Yeah. One more disappointing thing about season five. I mean, they kind of glossed over this fact, but this bothers me personally. Mother's Milk never got his revenge on Soldier Boy.
That's so fucking true. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
like he literally like he never even saw him in the finale. Besides when he went over to bomb site. He never got to
Yeah,
see that fight
yeah.
scene,
Oh
or
my
like
god, that's
he
so
didn't get to have any
fucking
time to fight a
true.
fight with him or anything. He just gets to live. I mean, he's not. He's still alive. He's probably going to outlive Mother's Milk.
Oh, that's so true. I forgot about that
That
plot
bothers me so
point because
much.
they don't bring it up at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Man,
I mean, he said it in
yeah.
season two too. He's like, remember the Hero Gods episode where he says to Butcher, "Okay, so you get to get Homelander, but I can't get Soldier Boy."
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Damn. I mean, I don't know. There isn't the new series The Boys Mexico or something. Um is that a sequel?
I don't care.
Um,
I don't care. The boys is doing exactly what they made fun of Marvel for doing, making the entire VCU having all these side projects, and I'm getting tired of them. Gen V was cool.
That
I
is
will say that,
true.
but like Vought Rising, I gotta be real for a second. I don't know if I want to watch a show about a Nazi and a racist falling in love. I don't need to see that. And if they gentrify them, I'll be mad as well. Like try and make it so they're not as bad as they were, because they were horrible people, both Stormfront and Soldier Boy.
That is true. They were very
Yeah,
horrible,
and if they try
horrible
and make it seem
people.
not as bad as it was, I think that would be even worse than making them just straight evil. Because I don't want them to
That
downplay
is
that.
true. Yeah.
The Boys Mexico, I just
I
don't
don't
like.
know. Yeah, they're walking a thin line on that. I definitely think they should have just kept it as the boys and just left it as that
I agree.
and wrapped it up. But yeah, man.
Gen V would have worked if
Yeah.
they actually did something in the main show.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, is there any other points you want to make? Starlight getting pregnant. I mean, yeah, sure, whatever. Who cares?
Actually, I do got one question.
Happy ever after.
I do have one question. Does Ryan still
Yep.
have powers? Because technically, he's a natural born soup, which means he never had Compound V.
I think he's powerless.
But
I think.
I don't know. I feel like that doesn't make sense because what the blast does is it gets rid of the compound V out of your veins. I don't think it takes away your powers. I don't know.
Unless like Compound V, like if Compound V is like edits your, like obviously Compound V like has something to do with the genetic. It modifies the genetics, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Compound V is like self-producing in the genetics, so it can produce more Compound V in a person.
I don't know.
I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure. I don't know. I'm not trying to science it out.
Yeah. Only reason why I'm questioning that is because he's the only natural born suit that we've seen.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. And they made that a big point of emphasis in like season two.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
But
digress.
again, I, I don't know. Like I said, Ryan got shafted in this season, so
Yeah.
um but yeah. I guess we could do a ranking of our seasons.
Oh yeah, like we did for Invincible.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we all know what number one is. I think it's unanimous which season's the best. Season three.
Yeah, I would agree that it's season 3,
Yeah.
though I think season 1 is very close.
Yeah. I think it's season three, season one, season two, season five, season four.
Yeah, that's basically my list except season 4 and season 5 are switched.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why you have season five lower because it's more disappointing, but I feel like season four was just nothing happened in that season except Newman died. I
I
guess.
think I think stuff did like for me, like yeah, I would say stuff did happen. It was very much like more slower, but I was more like the sage, like the main like thing that I didn't like was the sage stuff.
Oh yeah, that was kind of lame.
I didn't like how like they tried making Sage like the smartest person ever, and then Sage coming back at the end being like, "This was my whole plan all along," and I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
that was
"That is such a cop out." I was like, "Okay, sure, man. You that's not how you write smart characters.
yeah.
You
I
make us think they're smart."
mhm. I
And
was
not just go at the end and be like, "Oh, I was super smart and I planned for everything, everything. You thought I was not that smart, but I was actually really smart." You don't tell us that you were smart. You show us that you were
yeah,
smart.
show not tell.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the other stuff I kind what I did like was like Butcher, like the how they what Butcher's character was going through.
That's true.
I liked the Ryan stuff. I don't know. There was like I get like there were like some stuff that wasn't too great in season 4, but then there were like other stuff I really did enjoy, like Homelander going back to his lab and
That's true.
that
There were
stuff.
some good points.
Yeah, and it's not to say that there weren't any good points in this season too, but my disappointment was very limited in season 4.
That's true.
My disappointment here is much greater.
Yeah. So now this begs the question: season five of The Boys or season five of Stranger Things? It's a
I,
hot topic.
I think we're gonna go boys
Yeah.
is better.
You think it's better? Yeah. I don't
I
know.
think it's better.
I really don't know this one because like I don't know. I mean, I feel like season Stranger Things season five it was going places with the first four episodes, and then afterwards I was just like, we have lost the plot. We completely
Yeah,
lost the
it
plot.
kind of fell off afterwards.
Yeah.
And while I think it's very much the opposite, where I felt, I mean, I don't know. I think the ending of season of the boys is better than Stranger
Yeah, that's true.
Things.
That's a sad. The boys had a satisfying ending, kinda, or I don't know how satisfying. But Stranger Things, I
Had
feel
a
like,
somewhat
yeah,
satisfying ending.
Stranger Things just has a lot of plot holes and like questions that never get answered, or the directors answer questions to lead to more questions. So I guess I go with The Boys too.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. As for like an overall score for the show, I'd probably give it 7 or a B. I'd
Yeah,
probably give it a B.
yeah. Because like before season four, I feel like the Boys was my favorite show. Like just hands down before season four. Like I probably give it like a 10 or like a 9.5 before. But then like after season 4 and 5, it kind of just dropped a little bit, which kind of is disappointing.
It definitely dropped. We were talking about like season 3 up till then, it probably would have been like an A minus for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, and then season 4 B plus, and then this season I think B.
Yeah, it's slowly going down.
Yeah, it's just going down.
Because like my only real criticisms with like the Boys up until that point were probably the fact that Butcher backdoored Soldier Boy, which I felt like was out of character, and then I guess Noir could have had a little bit more. I wish that Noir had died to the Soldier Boy instead of Homelander.
Yeah, yeah. I felt like they should have done more with Noir in that season. That's like, yeah.
I will say I did really like all the
um,
Noir scenes though.
you did like what?
All the Noir stuff they did, they just needed to do more.
Oh, yeah, the Noir stuff that they did was good. I just wish that we had a bit more and he didn't just like die
Yeah, true.
just so quickly. But yeah. I mean it makes sense for the story,
Mm,
but I wish it was different, but yeah. Um but yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up.
yeah. You want to do the outro?
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, tell us what you think about the boys in the season finale, or the series finale, I should say. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.